Hey everybody, you got Mike and Lexi here, and we're super stoked because joining us is this amazing band. We're huge fans. In fact, I have to keep telling my heart to be still because Dan, Kyle, Woody, and Will of Bastille are here. How are you all doing?
Well, thank you. Better now for your kind words.
Really? I wanted to apologize for that.
Yeah, me too. That's the most exciting thing to happen to me all day.
So, how are you guys? How are you doing today? I know that you had to sit through a lot of interviews, but we're so happy that you made the time so we can catch up with you. What have you guys been up to during the pandemic? I know it's been a hard year for everybody.
Yeah, it has been tough. I mean, obviously, we're very glad that people still care and want to talk to us in interviews. So thanks for inviting us.
I think we've just felt super lucky to be able to still, make music. Obviously, touring isn't a thing at the moment, and that's been super tough for like so many people in the industry. But I think we'd always planned to take this year to make an album, so we've just kind of thrown ourselves into that. And it's been a really great distraction throughout quite a strange year. So yeah, we've made this new record. We're really excited to have this new song out, and it's the kind of opening track of this new album, which we're just really excited for people to hear and hope that it's a kind of nice escapist distraction for people.
Yeah. Clearly you guys have been busy. We'd like to jump into the new single, but first, with the catch up, you said in a previous interview that during this pandemic, it was also your first time working with a producer remotely, completely. So what was that experience like for you?
Well, we made most of the album with Mark Crew, who's the producer that we've worked with right from the start. And so it was amazing having the kind of foundation of our studio in London we could go to and kind of it would feel normal. But we also collaborated quite a lot with some different producers and different writers over Zoom, which was understandably mad. I guess basically no one wants to be on a Zoom for longer than they ever have to. So I think it makes you really focus, right? So actually some of the sessions were quite productive because you're kind of it's like if you were having a conversation with someone, it's like sitting there and that close to them. And we I think it was strange at the beginning, but eventually, after kind of one song that felt really great, I realised that it could be a thing that could work. So it's been interesting. But like in so many other jobs and so many other creative areas, you just have to adapt, don't you? I think if you want to do that, and weirdly, even though we were seeing less people in real life, it's really probably our most collaborative album.
Now, Dan, one of the ways you adapted during quarantine is starting the Distraction Tactics Film Club. Yeah, you featured films like House Moving Castle, Eternal Sunshine, Girlhood. Now, we both watched the music video. It's amazingly done. So we want to know, did the discussions with these filmmakers kind of influence or inspire any of your current and future music videos?
Yeah, good. That's a great question. Very much so. I mean, we've always been really influenced by film in our music videos, and always influenced by kind of weirder, darker films, which obviously our record label absolutely hates. It was great. I think the Distraction Tactics Film Club was just such a nice thing to have every week in a very strange time where kind of almost the days of the week melted away at the beginning of the pandemic when everyone was just so kind of confused and anxious all the time. Having this anchor every week, this ability to speak to our fans and get their questions and put their questions to these filmmakers, that was kind of the most important thing for us. It was a way to sort of keep a community alive and to put the questions to people who would never normally maybe be able to ask someone like Taika Waititi or filmmakers from all over the world these questions. That was really fun. And definitely looking at films like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which is sort of so beautiful and trippy, and the cinematography is amazing. That was really inspiring. So you'll see a lot of nods to films through the music videos in this album.
I have a question as a fan. Is there a chance that Taika Waititi is going to direct any of your music videos? I would love to see that collaboration.
If you could get in contact with him, amazing.
I would start a petition. I'll do it.
Okay, yeah, I'll sign the petition.
Well, if you need extras, we'll be more than available for you.
Here we go.
Yeah, he's like, we are obsessed with Taika, and he's one of the nicest men in the world. He's also one of the busiest men in the world. I think he's in Australia shooting 45,000 Star Wars and Marvel films at the moment. But if he has a break in his schedule, we'll see what we can do.
Priorities, mate. Priorities.
And also, aside from that, you also recently released Reorchestrated with Amazon. And in doing that, what kind of realizations did you get after sitting down and going through your career? Did any of those highlights stand out to you, maybe influence the next part of your music?
Well, I mean, we've certainly kept, because we've always had the kind of orchestral influences kind of throughout our music. And that hasn't changed kind of with this album. There will be those elements again. We can't seem to move away from them. They're so kind of like so moving and kind of help with the kind of cinematic themes that we've always had in our music. And so there's certainly those influences even on this album. As much as we try to kind of make it as different as possible, like we can't say no to some strings. Like, you know what I mean? We can't say no to some strings of brass. Like, who can? So. But I guess the whole process was a bit like therapy, wasn't it? Yeah. So what are your darkest fears for being in the band?
Yeah. It was really confronting, and I think particularly during the pandemic, like as a band, we don't ever sit around and like talk about things that we've done, or well, obviously like laugh about stupid stuff that happened or whatever, but like we rarely sit around like counting our achievements or whatever. So it's not that we really have any, but so it was kind of kind of mad watching this film together, having all just been isolating in everyone in the world, and just been isolating in their homes or whatever for 6 months. Watching the film at the end of last year was such a weird injection of like memory lane. It was so surreal to see, and I guess it was a kind of bittersweet feeling of feeling kind of proud of all the stuff we've been able to do, and kind of a bit astonished at all this stuff and all these places we were able to go and these songs we were able to release and these crowds we played for. But then the kind of sadness of seeing the world and it's completely shut down, and all of those people that worked so hard for that, so kind of not being able to do what they love. But yeah, I guess that's a real rambling long answer. My coffee just did things.
Well, as a fan, it's amazing to watch the documentary as well, especially if we've been following your journey since you guys started. So it's amazing just to have like a recap of the past few years. So now let's talk about your new single, Distorted Light Beam. So what's the idea behind this song?
We wanted to make, this is the opening song from our new album, and I guess it's all about the character in the song kind of feeling dissatisfied with the real world and with real life, and so choosing to like essentially like plug in or just go into dreams and I guess the limitless, endless possibilities of dreaming and of the internet and of virtual reality and the weird modern phenomenon of being able to like essentially curate and invent a version of yourself online or in a game or in your dreams and live there. And how it can be an amazing form of escape, but it can also be quite like corrupting, and it can really mess with the sense of self. So, basically we just wanted to write a really happy 3-minute pop song.
Can I just say, I loved the visuals of your music video. I noticed some parallels in how you've built it, kind of like the Surviving music video, and now for Distorted Light Beam. Now, I want to know though, why did you approach this in a certain style like that?
We wanted to nod heavily to science fiction in this album. We kind of see it as as like our strange dystopia, like somewhere between where dystopia meets utopia. And yeah, I guess we sort of lent in quite heavily into the sort of tropes of a lot of science fiction films and wanted to, create a new world for the album to exist in. So yeah, but there's always like threads that run through all of our videos and all of our music and kind of common themes that pop up all the time. And because it's us, because it's Bastille, it's got to be dark and weird. So that's just how it is.
Well, speaking of creating a new world, I wanted to ask you about that. So for Wild World, you had this, there was a concept of like an evil corporation infiltrating your life, disconnecting you from like human connection. And the idea kind of bleeds into the new single. So is this part of like the BCU? Like I will vote like a Bastille cinematic universe.
I love that. Yeah, totally. Yeah, we I think for us, like once the music is made and the album is completed, we like to just try and think about how can we create a weird, strange environment for music to exist in that allows us to be as creative as possible with the videos and like how we put stuff up online and how we communicate about everything. And that's just an extra like part of the fun for us. Like it's that feels more exciting than just putting some songs out. So yeah, like I think we've sort of kicked off this universe with Futurescape and this tech, this sort of, I guess, immersive dream tech that we've sort of, I guess, launched and invented. And we're kind of excited to see where it goes across, leading into the album. And it's been really fun seeing people react to it, seeing people completely confused by it, and hopefully dragging people along until we launch the tech product and get to retire from music. And
well, we're definitely excited to see more as well. So with the release of the new single, when can we expect the new album?
This year-ish.
This year.
This year. All right.
It'll be this year for sure, yeah.
Basically, now that we've got going, we're going to just we're really excited. Things have kind of kicked off and there will be lots of new things coming all the time.
Well, we'll be counting down the days till the release of the new album. So we have to let you go in just a bit. But before we do, we actually prepared just a short game to play with you guys. So if we were to ask which of your songs would you add to the soundtrack of these movies? So it could be any song, original or cover. And the first movie on the list is Fast and Furious 9.
Oh, God. Yeah, right. Actually, that probably works. Yeah, The Silence, which is a song no one's ever heard. A song that maybe only the diehard Bastille fans would have ever heard. It's like quite a fast-paced, kind of guitar and bass driven. Actually, was it? It was only bass. Yeah. 9 basses.
That's what we're still in denial about having guitar in there.
Yeah. So I think The Silence would be good. I like it. I think it would match the pace of the film.
How about Detective Pikachu?
The second time I love that film.
I reckon Surviving did work for that. It's a little bit.
Yeah, jumping along. And also, it's all about surviving in the film,
How about Moulin Rouge?
Oh, wow.
Ooh, what's this?
Yeah.
I can send them off, got some horns in it, a bit swaggy.
Yeah, maybe send them off.
Yeah, no, that'd be
big horns. So, yeah, and that's what I was going to say swaggy again. I did
say it again.
2 members of the band say swaggy. It's already too.
It's such a beautiful film. I used to watch it, and my ex-girlfriend got too sad at the end, so I'd seen it about 50 times, but only until the end now. But it's sad. And
why was it in?
Well,
it's just a sad ending.
My ex would turn it off like 3 quarters.
Did you ever get to watch the end?
I had to watch it secretly on my own.
You broke up and you watched it the end.
Now, a film my partner has watched 50 times, Twilight.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, Twilight. It's probably super moody.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. Maybe it was like Oblivion, something kind of a bit sad.
And like what's his name could be moody over what's her face in the film. I've watched it loads of things. And I know what the name is. Oblivion I think would fit that perfectly.
What do you think?
For Twilight, I don't know. maybe Weight of Living. I don't know why. That was like the first song that came to mind.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, I would love that. Anyway, I wish we could stay and chat with you guys more, but unfortunately we have to let you go. Thank you guys so much for the time, and hopefully we get to see you live in Manila real soon.
We hope so. So nice to see you.
Thank you so much, Dan, Kyle, Woody, and Will. We really appreciate you taking the time. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.